Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly high through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to THFC Till I Die, home of Tottenham past, present, and the exciting future on the mighty cockerel as we look to survive in the Premier League. And please, let's stay there because we do not want to go down to the Championship. Yes, we are starting with a little bit of breaking news. Now, this broke earlier today. It dropped in my WhatsApp around about 2:30 this afternoon. And it's all about the Glazers. And it was from Manuel Delaney. Now, apparently he's a very reliable source. I talk to the people that I use for the information that I get, that I pass on to you guys. And I said to him, is it reliable? And they told me, yes, it's very reliable source. He's very good. So I decided to run with it. And I want to know what you guys thought. Just what do you guys think? So this is what he put up this afternoon. It is the Glazers are reportedly watching closely the Tottenham Hotspur situation. Sources close to the family believe the club could be a sound investment for the family. Spurs are seen as a self-sustainable with no personal investment needed, with a stadium and lots of commercial value. With Sir Jim Ratcliffe keen to take full control of Manchester United and the Glazers on popularity, this seen as a good business plan for everyone, including Tottenham fans. So there is a poll in there. Would you want the Glazers at Tottenham? So what you do, you put 1 for yes and 2 for no. And for me, it's a flat 2. I do not want these crooks anywhere near my football club. I would rather Enoch there than these scumbags, scoundrels, two-faced, lying, backstabbing wankers. That's what they are. They're wankers. They took a club of Manchester United stature, probably the richest club in the world, and saddled them with so much debt that they were close to going under last season. And if people think Enoch are bad, these Glazer fuckers are 30 times worse. I do not want them anywhere near my football club. And as bad as Enoch have been, I'd rather have Enoch than these wankers. There is a YouTube. Oh, hang on. Let me check that my mic's okay. Because normally, no, it's not. There you go. Let me know if you can hear me better now, guys. Yeah. I just do not want them anywhere near my football club. And look, I hope my mic's better now because I probably didn't. Good. Yeah, I didn't realize it's bad. Somebody should have said in chat. That's done on you. Look, it's a decision. I just they're seeing us right as a club that's we Tottenham at the moment are like one of them animals in the Sahara Desert, right, or in the jungle that's wounded, and you see these lions coming in for prey, coming in to take the last bit of meat of the animal. This is what the Glazers are like. They're seeing us at a weakest. They're seeing the fans are against the board. And yes, we all want to get Enoch out. But I do not want the Glazers anywhere near my football club. Please, for the love of... If they come anywhere near us, we're finished this football club. We've been saddled with more debt than we can handle. And we've got a debt at the moment around, I think, 900 million debt at the moment with the stadium. But Daniel Levy, in some weird and perverse way, had it structured that we only pay enough interest. I'll go back to the show I did last night with Connor and Billy. So go back and look at that, talk about the finances of Tottenham and us going down. But yeah, I'll read out again. This is from Manuel Delaney. Now, I did speak to a few people before I went live for this, and they said he's a reliable source on within the football community. He doesn't put out stuff unless there's not something to it. So I suppose you have to take some credibility with this. It isn't coming from Fabrizio or someone like that in stature, but he's still a very high it's still a very high source, football tier source. So you have to take it with some you probably take it with a bit of pinch of salt, but you also got to take it slightly seriously as well. So this is what he put up, and then I'll get to the chat, and then we'll get on because I have some other news as well to talk about. The Glazers are reportedly watching closely the Tottenham Hotspur situation. Sources close to the family believe the club could be a sound investment for the family. Spurs are seen as self-sustainable with no personal investment needed, and the stadium with lots of commercial value. So Jim Ratcliffe, um, excuse me. So Jim Ratcliffe is keen to take full control of Manchester United and the Glazers on popularity. No shit, Sherlock. This is seen as a good business plan for everyone, including Tottenham fans. That last bit, including Tottenham fans, where's it a good deal for us? We're going from one pathetic ownership to a worse ownership. I'm sorry, it's like going from the frying pan into the bloody fire. Now, there is sort of conflict of interest with them owning Manchester United. Yes, would the Premier League allow it to happen? Probably not. I don't know. I'm need to look more into this. Um, but it is something very, very interesting and worrying if this yeah, exactly, Scott. I'm not sure who's worse. Well, I actually do know who's worse. It's the bloody Glazers um, are worse, and it's not good for us. I don't know any which way it is good for us. It is not good for us. So at the moment, it's 83% said no, you would not, you don't want the Glazers at Tottenham, and 70% say yes. I get it. I get it that we want anyone in Bahrainic. I do understand that, and that's another thing as well to it. But I do not want these. I'd rather have somebody from the Middle East come over and buy Tottenham. I'd rather do that than have these idiots who have taken over a massive football club in Manchester United and not just run it into the ground, run it into the gutter, where Old Trafford is falling to bits. Now, there's pros and cons of this. Of course, the pros are for them buying us. As Scott says, the Glazers at least seem to let football people do football things. Yes, they do spend a lot of money on players. That's probably one of the pros. You look at Manchester United last summer, went out and spent 250, 300 million on three players and paid proper wages as well. So I suppose the pros of it that yes, they will spend money on the squad, maybe music to De Zerbi's ears. They seem to be very much. I think that's the only pros. The cons, they run your football club into the ground. They run it also with so much debt with the football club that it will probably drown in the debt and put more debt in with what we got. There's a lot more cons. They're just not good owners. Look, if you look at Manchester United, how much they hate them, and they've been trying to get them out for 20 odd years. Why would anyone in their right mind think this is a good thing for us and a good thing for the club? If the Glazers were to come in and buy Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, then you might as well just put a death notice outside White Hart Lane and say, today we're sadly to announce the death of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club from 1882 to 2026. Long live the king is dead. You might as well. You might as well. And us going down to the championship, they're probably looking at it thinking, do you know what? We can make a few quid here. We don't have to buy a new stadium, which they're going to have to finance at Old Trafford, by the way. All we've got to do is leverage the club against a load of loans, which they already do with Manchester United, by the way. and okay, they will spend money. They will spend money on players, but will the Premier League allow it to happen? No, because of interest within Manchester United. They will have to completely, from right now. I'm not sure on the ruling of this. I'm not sure if it is that if they completely sell Manchester United um to Jim Ratcliffe, then are they in? Then can they go and buy another Premier League club? I don't know what the ruling is, so I'm waiting for an update on what the ruling is. Maybe that the people I use are watching, and maybe they can put something in the chat in our group chat if they are watching. That if the Glazers do sell Man United to Jim Ratcliffe, where does that leave them? Can then come in and buy Tottenham? And would Enoch sell to the Glazers? Would it be an exit ramp for Enoch? Would it be a way out for them? Because they're going to have to spend a lot of money in the summer next season. Whatever happens, if we go up, if we go down, as well, of course. And that Scott's putting some very, very good points into the chat that there is the NFL franchise as well. Yeah, I know, Philip, but what people are sort of not getting, they're going to sell Manchester United to Jim Ratcliffe, so they wouldn't own a football club. I've already said this, so I wish people would listen. I've already said it. They won't be owning two football clubs. They're going to sell the whole interest, sell everything, lock, stock, and two smoking barrels to Jim Ratcliffe. So then they are free to go and buy Tottenham Hotspur if they want to do, and if this is true, and if this is going to happen. So they will not own two football clubs. Where in that statement that it doesn't say they're going to still remain in the quote from Manuel Delaney, that anywhere in that post that they're still going to own an interest in Manchester United. They're not. They're going to completely sell it to Jim Ratcliffe and then possibly come and buy Tottenham Hotspur. But the question is, how would you feel if the Glazers rocked up? Would you rather have the frying pan, which is Enoch, or the fire, which is the Glazers? Excuse me, I'd rather have the frying pan. I do not want to go into the fire, because I think if Glazers were to take over Tottenham Hotspur, you can forget about having a football club. You can forget about us existing, because within 10 years, this club will be dead. There'd be so much debt. There'd be so much debt. There'd be so much debt on the football club, because they're going to have to finance it, aren't they? They're going to have to finance it like the finance by Manchester United, with loans and loans and loans and loans to finance buying it. Whoever's going to buy it. And also, are Enoch now pushing for an exit clause, as FSNC says? Are Enoch about to dump the shares before relegation? Yeah. This is why I put, there might be something to this. We might have to have a look at this. There might be something to this, what come up on with the Glazers and what's happening with Enoch. Because our Enoch's thinking, do you know what? If we go down to the Championship, we're going to have to spend a hell of a lot of money to get back up. And then we're going to spend a hell of a lot of money when we do return to the Premier League to stay in the Premier League and go compete. So are they looking at it thinking, we don't want to spend the money. Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it to the first person. The Glazers are looking at it thinking, look at that club in North London. If we sell Manchester United to Jim Ratcliffe, he wants to buy it, so we sell it to him, lock, stock, and barrel. Well, we don't have to buy it. We don't have to build a new stadium. Right, save the money there. They're an NFL franchise. We own an NFL club in America. Right, there's that link. And also, okay, we won't mind spending money, but it's not our money. We're going to spend other people's money, so we don't care. And then we're going to take loads of dividends out of the football club, and we're going to turn it into a shit show. So if anyone thinks it's bad now under Enoch, believe me, it's going to be even worse under these clowns, because these are 20 times worse. You ask any Manchester United fan what the Glazers are like owner. Yes, they went out and spunked up 300 million and 3 players. do you know what I mean? I just do not want this. I don't want this to happen. If it, do you know, if this does happen, if this more news comes out on this that they're looking to sell their interest in United completely and then go to buy another club, which they're allowed to do, I think. If they completely sell their shares in Manchester United and walk away, and then they want to go and buy another football club, I think it's work. I think it's allowed. But I don't know. I'm angry over this. I am really angry. I am angry and frustrated. Really, really angry. Let's welcome. Sorry about the rant to start off with. I'm sorry. I had a 20-minute rant about how I feel about this and where I think it's a bad idea. I didn't welcome everyone in, so I'm going to do that now. Big up to Giants. Says big up Dermo and chat. Big up to your Giant 68. I'll be doing well. Big up to Thomas, getting it cheap, knowing we're going down. Big up to Wayne Bonner. The Glazers can F off, dirty scumbags. Totally agree. You and me are on the same boat, Wayne. And good evening, Dermot. Chat. Hope you're all well. Yeah, we're all grand. Right, there is a poll in the chat, so press 1 for yes, 2 for no, and let me know what you think. Big up to Ban. It says there's no way the Premier allowed this, would they? I'm saying it again. They are selling the complete lock, stock, and barrel to Sir Jim Ratcliffe, so they'll have no interest in Man United. So they will be free to go and buy another Premier League club, and they will be free to go and buy Tottenham if that is what's going to happen. Loads and no's. Big up to Paul Brown as well. Big up to good evening, Dermot. Big up to DJ as well. Evening, Frog on the Wall. Evening, Derminator. Big up, Frog. Hope you're doing well, bud. P.S. Big up, Derm. Big up, DJ. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Big up to it says 1. Yeah, anyone but Inic. Oh, I love it. I love it. Big up to Johnny Tottenham 2. He says no. Big up to Simon Cartwright. No, he says. They're all scumbags. Exactly. Big up Simply Domo. You have also described us. Yeah, probably. I've probably described us in a good. Yeah, probably have described us, to be fair. Frog says yes. Of course you're going to say yes. Don't worry, they might come and take West Ham. Let's see what you think then. Dermo, the Glazers are not about to relegate United like scumbags. I get it. I do get that. There is that, to be fair. But if you ask any Man United fan, they don't speak very highly of them. Big up Simply, big up Tottenham. It says big up Dermot. Please tell me that's not true. Well, I've been told it's true, and I've been told that I can trust the person that this Manuel Delaney, and I double checked it, I treble checked it, I have checked it more times than I've checked my own dinner, and all the information I get back is a reliable source, and yes, it could be true. Everything, look, Anthony, everything is within 50-50 margin. So if I'm going from 1 to 100, I'm going probably 75-80% true. That leaves me 20%. It might not be true, but I have a funny feeling this might be true. There could be some legs in this. Glazers should be anywhere near football, full stop. They're thieving little pricks. Exactly, Wayne. Totally agree. I'm past caring. Sell it to the devil if you want to pick up Stephen. Hope you're doing well. Rhino says no, or that means he must love Enoch then. Big up, Ryan. Big up to your coys. Lang out, Enoch out, Vinny out, all out. Yeah, I agree with that as well, by the way. Big up, Dermot. We have to survive somehow. We are going to survive, Brian. We're staying in the Premier League. I can feel it in my bones. How can the Glazers? They're not going to own 2 Premier League clubs. I feel like I'm repeating myself. They're going to sell completely to Sir Jim Ratcliffe. It says it there. I read it out again. The Glazers are reportedly watching closely Tottenham Hotspur situation. Sources close to the family believe the club could be a sound investment for the family. Spurs are seen as self-sustained, no personal investment, stadium with lots of commercial value. With Jim Ratcliffe keen to take full control of Manchester United and the Glazers on popularity, this seen as a good business. So it's the bit there. Jim Ratcliffe keen to take full control. So the Glazers would have nothing on Manchester United. It's all free. They're free to do what they want. Big up, Leo. We won't be a Premier League club soon. Yeah, well then probably see us as easy buy.
I started following the club in the 80s after the 86 World Cup. Who owned the club back then? What a roller coaster ride. The club was owned down by a man called Ivan Scholar, who took over from the original Tottenham owners, which was owned by two families, T. Joe Ho, 74. And he was the one that nearly ran us into the ground, nearly out of existence back in the late 80s, early 90s. And then Alan Sugar and Terry Venables came in and saved the football club. Whatever anyone says about Terry Venables, I don't care about his dodgy dealing. I don't care what he did. That man saved our football club with Alan Sugar. And anyone can slag off Alan Sugar as well. Alan Sugar saved our football club. We need to owe that man a lot of debt. We owe him a great debt that if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here now talking about it. Yes, it has been a roller coaster since then over the years. I've been supporting Tottenham since the early 80s. So I was born in the year we went down. My earliest memories probably 82, 83, Tottenham. I vaguely remember the 82 FA Cup final when we beat QPR. I remember 82, 83. I definitely remember 83, 84. Winning the UEFA Cup. And then, of course, as 86, 87, reaching the cup finals under David Pleat, and then, of course, well, but yeah, 81, 82. It's when I have vague memories of 81, 82. I don't have very rare memories of 80, 81. I just remember just this vague, fermented sort of glitches in my memory of 80, 81. 81, 82, I sort of remember a bit more, but 82, 83 is what I really started following, that I really remember Tottenham and that. Big up Scott M as well. Big up to Anthony Lines as well. No thanks, Glazers. They didn't put a penny in United, and it may sell. It may well just for Spurs grounds, so they can get an NFL. Well, we've already got an NFL franchise, haven't we already, Anthony? So I think that is where that is going. I think you're correct. I know I want Enoch out, but not for the Glazers to come in. If that, yeah, exactly. I think, of course, you think it's a great idea, Frog. Wait till they come to West Ham. No way that it is. I've been told it is, and I'm, as I said, it's 80%. I reckon 8% correct, 20% not correct. The problem is Spurs become your English Premier League version of Oakland as when it comes to spending. Correct. Big up to Mr. Brady, not allowed. They won't be owning two football clubs. They were selling 100% to Jim Ratcliffe, so they won't have any link to Manchester United. So they'd be the free go and buy anyone else. Who else to come in? Big up to you, sir. Big up, Dermot. Big up to you. Big up to Joe Ho. It says ownership, which still seems more like a front up for the owners. Other interests expressed greatly. Goes for London. Don't the Glazers at least spend money the club makes in it? Just make money. But yeah, well, they don't spend money the club makes. Well, they do, but they don't spend their own money. I would rather someone who would just dump their own money in, though. So would I. And I don't want the Glazers in because if you look at Manchester United, how they have been for the last 20 odd years, nearly 30 years now, they've totally destroyed that football club. The Glazers put in around 270 million of their own money when they took over, and about 1.2 billion has been spent on debt interest, debt repayments, and dividends and fees to families. Exactly, they're just going to look out for themselves. Dermot, I missed it in the first 40 minutes, so can you explain to me how the Glazers can own? They won't be owning two football clubs. I keep telling people, listen to me. Listen to me, Wayne. Sit down. It's Dermo's story time, right? Jim Ratcliffe is keen to take full control of Manchester United, lock, stock, and barrel. So the Glazers won't have any club. They won't be part of Manchester United. They won't be part of anybody. So they be free to do what they want. They will not be owning two football clubs. It says it in the. What I'll do is I'll put what I've got here and I'll stick it in the post section for you guys to get you. God. It ain't rocket science. Oh, Lord God, I need a drink. You need time to go. Big up to DJ, I'll be doing well. Oh, Lord God. Where's my... There should be vodka in this. This is what Tottenham's reduced me to look for alcohol. Oh, Lord God, where's the Irish whiskey? Big up the Giants. I would have thought at the time it'd take the sale of Man United and it within it to buy, we would have likely be relegated, so cost to be lower. Can't see Enoch selling for less than over there. Well, we don't know how, if there is talks and how long they're prolonged or how long they've gone forward, but we have to wait and see. Big up, Steph. Please, God, see, here we go. Please, God, Glazers leave United, move to Spurs. It's a double. But yeah, thanks, Steph. You're very kind. Mr. B will be in later. Probably going, yay. Wait, Bonner's going, got ya. Yeah, got ya. Yeah, with his laughing emojis. Scott's just falling over the place laughing. He's just pointing at the TV screen. He said, what are you laughing at, Scott? Pointing at me. Look at that clown. He missed the sarcasm. Yeah, I'm not very good. I'm not very good at sarcasm. Sarcasm. So sorry, I being autistic, I don't really pick it up a lot. It's cunning because there's still in interest from debts, but yeah, that's true. Everyone got it, bar me. I'm sorry. Being autistic can be damn annoying sometimes. I do not get sarcasm. Really don't. I need somebody to actually write it for me and put it up there with a piece of paper. Sarcasm. I don't know. I thought it might, Scott, had to do with you bugger, mate. And then big up the frog on the wall. He goes, wait, whoosh. Yeah, you're grand, Wayne. You're grand, Wayne. You're fine. You're Pollock, whatever. Sorry, Wayne. I love it. Right, so there's that. We just got a bit more news as well to go through, and then we're going to end off. Guys, also a bit of news from Italian journalist Gianluca Di Marzio. Kulu will remain at Tottenham Hotspur next season if they get relegated, believes Italian journalist. I think that's the best news I've had all day. That if he's got him and Madison, I could see both of them staying. Coming with the game on Saturday, Bentancur returning is a rare bright light for Spurs. Bentancur will be back, I think, for the game on Saturday, which would be great for us. So he will get a start on Saturday. Now this is Simon Jordan sort of where I did put it there. Here we go. Sorry, I did it wrong. Right, here we go. Sky Sport pundit Simon Jordan just talking about Romero and him coming out at the go owners. He says, "Shut your mouth, player. You don't understand what you're talking about. How about you and your little mates on the field operate at your highest level week in and week out? You're a highly paid to perform at the highest level. You're a footballer. Do as you're told." And then he says, and then you can point the finger at others. He went on to say, "Adam, you haven't covered yourself in glory. You're part of a team that stuck this team stuck this team in 17th in the league, and you got Postecoglou the sack." So Simon Jordan really tearing into Romero, and rightly so as well. I think Romero has been one of the many footballers that have let us down massively this year. Let's see. Oh God. I'm still hoping for Elon Musk to buy us out. We can be the first club with a home ground on Mars within 15 years. You know what, Cooper? That might be some good ideas. Big up Steph's go, yo, Frog. Frog going, oi, Steph. Big up to you, Steph. Hope you're doing well. Giant says, I need something earlier. I did read something earlier that Zerbi doesn't want a team coach welcome. He wants the team in the stadium a lot earlier. Yeah, and I think it's the right thing to do as well. A big up to David Clark as well. The Glazers, I'd rather have Spurs fan Charles Bronson buy us. Yeah, so would I. Well, there you go, guys. That is sort of your takeover latest news. The Glazers about to poll. Right, the poll is done, and the question was, would you want the Glazers at Tottenham? One said yes. I'd love to know who that one person is. 17%, and 5 of you, 83%, said no. So that is the poll. Let me just show it. There we go. So 83% of you, including me, I should have done no as well, actually. So let me resume it so I can actually doing my own poll. Hang on. There we go. Hopefully that should. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So no. Big up to that. I'm pretty sure some of the shots of Richie has taken this year at the top of us. That's so true. Won't get a bounce. Won't get a bounce up. No, that's true. Won't get much good there either. But look, guys, we are going to leave it there. Do actually have a look at it. I will put this into the post section of the channel. But yes, the latest news we have that the Glazers are reportedly keen and looking at Tottenham Hotspur. They're looking this with Jim Ratcliffe keen to take full control of Manchester United and the Glazers' unpopularity. This is seen as a good business plan for everyone, including Tottenham fans. And I just say it's not a good move for us because I do not want them here. If the Glazers were to come in, I'd protest them straight away. I just want to end on something as well, which should be mentioned. It is the anniversary as well today of hang on, just let me check. It's not what I wanted. I'm still trying to find how many years it is. It's well over 20 years. Must be nearly 30 years now. Of the Hillsborough disaster, where 97 Liverpool fans lost their lives. Do you know, whatever we're going through now, people went to a football game that day to watch football, and 97 of them didn't come home. So look, even over 30 years later, 30 odd years later, I think it is now, we should never forget the 97 and the stitch up that the police, the government at the time caused, and the failings and how far we've come as football. How far we've come with where Hillsborough was like in 89 to now. 40 years, that's it. Cheers. I mean, we can all remember where we were that day and the scenes that we watched on our televisions. Do you know, youngsters, families, husbands, wives, daughters, sons that never came home because of the infrastructure of football stadia back in them days. And then the cover up behind it that the police did cause this. And it doesn't matter who you support. It doesn't matter if you support Tottenham. It doesn't matter if you support Manchester United. It doesn't support if you support Leeds or whatever. We should never forget the 97 that lost their lives. And to be fair, and to look at it, they did change the face. It changed the face of football. Then became all-seater stadia. The Premier League then came in few years after that, and football has grown from strength to strength into what it is today. But it took families 30 odd years to get recognition, to actually get to the truth of what happened. I remember watching a film years ago on I think the 25th or the 30th anniversary. And I like Elton John. I like some of his stuff, but my favorite Elton John song is Yellow Brick Road. And I remember it playing at the end of it. And every time I hear it now, it brings me back to where I was as a kid, sitting in a pub, watching the FA Cup semi-final. And just wanting to watch football because I love football. We all love football, don't we? Eating bread football. and being young to trying to understand what I was watching. And then for the newspapers, the government, the police to do the biggest stitch up and cover up in history by blaming it all on the fans. It was hooligans. It was drunk Liverpool fans. It was their fault. They caused it. No, they didn't cause it. It was the inaccuracy. It was the incompetence of the South Yorkshire police that caused it by opening up a lane, opening up a part of the stadium that was already full. And having fences there, and we all know why the fences went up. The fences went up because of hooliganism. But we haven't had fences for years. Fences came down very soon after that. And yes, we get the odd pitch invasion. If a team wins or a team loses or a team gets relegated, it's part of football. It's something we should never forget. It's something that we should always remember. Always, like, we should always remember the Munich air crash. We should always remember the Heysel disaster. We should remember Bradford fire as well, which happened, I think, about a month before. No, I think Heysel and the Bradford were a month apart back in '84. And I don't know a lot of people know this, actually, to be fair. We nearly had our own Hillsborough back in '81 when we played there, FA Cup semi-final. That Tottenham fans nearly got caught because they did the same thing then. That opened up the Leppins End and let more Tottenham fans in to a already crowded stand. And we nearly, back then, nearly in '81, and it's well documented, we got away with it. And then 8 years later, we didn't get away with it. So I think somewhere today, wherever you're doing, just even if it's 10 seconds or 15 seconds, just stop and just think where you were back in '89 on the 15th of April 1989. Now, it didn't actually help because it's my adopted mother's birthday. So it's a day that, for me, we were all having a drink for her birthday. And it's something that stuck with me for a long time. Even growing up, I never forget the '97. And with it, as I said, they as sad as, I hope this doesn't come across as sarcastic or bad or whatever, but if Hillsborough hadn't happened, would we have got the Taylor report? Would we have got the all-seater stadiums? Would we have got the infrastructure within football? Maybe so, but maybe it would have taken a lot longer than it did. But we never should forget the '97. I don't care who you support. You don't go to football not to come home. You go to football to watch your team and then come home. And I think it's a day we should never forget, and we shouldn't let it be forgotten. Because at that time, it was a time where governments and polices, and it was the worst type of cover up you can think of, that innocent fans were getting blamed for something they didn't do. And do you know what? I'm so glad the families eventually got what they wanted. They got the truth. By God, did they have to fight for it? By God, did they have to go through it? And I just think it's shocking. It was shocking. It took them nearly 30 odd years to actually get to the truth. And the people that caused it will never, ever face justice. They will never, ever face, because all of them probably retired or they've died or they've moved on. It's a joke the way them fans were treated. So look, I should have started with it, but I was so up with the Glazer thing. I wanted to get it off my chest. But yeah, Today is a day we should never forget. A bit like the Munich air disaster, Heysel, Bradford disaster, days that football disasters that we should nod our head to them fans who lost their lives because you don't care who you support. We shouldn't be going to football matches and not coming home. It's not right, and it should never happen. And thankfully, we've learnt the lessons from Hillsborough and we've moved on. Stadia's better, facilities are better, policing is better. There's closed circuit TV. So do you know, to me, a lot has improved from '89 and from coming out of Hillsborough. But do you know, I think we should nod our head and just for 30 seconds, just even 10, 15 seconds, just, you know, stop what you do and just have just a simple think or prayer to them 97, because I think it's right and I think it's the right thing to do. And I lit a candle for them today, and I always do every year. I do the same thing. I go to a church, I would like a candle for them or something. So yeah, the 40 something years ago, it's shocking. It is shocking how time flies. Guys, that is it. I will just read a few more of the chat and then I'm going to finish up. Yeah, big up to you. Damn, nearly 40 years ago. Yeah, it's a long time. Wayne. Dermot, I just bought a book. We need to talk about Roy, of Modern Ireland by Dave. I will let you know. Yes, definitely do let me know. I would like to read that, or I'll get it as an audio book because I'm dyslexic. So I listen to a lot of audio books. So yeah, let me know. Big up to Coover. Agreed, Dermo. Nobody, regardless of should go out to a game of football and never return. Totally agree, 100%. The 80s were very sad for football disasters. Bradford, Heysel, and Hillsborough. Yeah, it was a decade of incompetence and football being let to rot, to be fair. Big up to you, Steph. Thanks a lot. Like air travel, some accidents have to happen before solutions are implemented. Frog, you're right. So right, bud. Yeah, Ibrox is another one as well. Back in the 60s, loads of Rangers fans died as well. Yeah, totally right. United got knocked out of the FA Cup by Frozen quarter-final that year. Dubious goal line decision. If they had gone through the semi-final, Liverpool would have been at Goodison or Main Road, and Hillsborough avoided. I know. It's fate, isn't it, Steph? It's just a twist of fate, but only delayed. Yeah, and of course it went to a replay, and also because they didn't delay the kickoff either as well. If they had delayed the kickoff by half an hour, I don't think there would have been such of a panic to let fans in. But I think when fans heard that the game was going to kick off, you didn't want to miss it. So look, there was a lot of. It was just one domino after another. One domino falls, and then the rest falls, and then it's just a sequence of situations that happen. And also, big up to Rob that evening, mate. Big up to you, Rob. Standard practice in the UK nowadays, Dermot, I think the phrase government cover-up become the norm in the 80s. That's why nobody trusts authorities. So it is true. It's the same over here as well, Coover, to be fair. But look, more about that on the political channel. You should give us a watch on the political channel, Coover. Me and Philip Brady do want to come over. It'd be great to get you in. Great show, everyone. Oh, thank you so much, Steph. Very kind. Well, listen, I'm going to leave it there. Listen, thank you all for watching. Come on, you Spurs. In the mighty cockerel, we trust.